Hi, I am Missy with Beauty Playbook, and I am super excited to start having conversations with people in the beauty industry about their booking platform and how they run their business and why they've chosen to use what they use to make their lives hopefully easier and their day run smoother. So today I have Stacey here with me, who has graciously agreed to join. And little secret, she's actually my first guest for these conversations. So Stacey, I would love for you to introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about who you are and what type of business you're running.
So I'm Stacey with GloGirl Spray Tanning Boutique located here in Houston, Texas. I also have Glow Pro, which is a spray tan certification and business development program. Hashtag I make Houston Glow Girl.
Yeah,
And
ooh,
we
she has
use
her own hashtag. Okay.
we use the Vagaro platform, and I have used them for at least a decade, if not longer. They've really, like, I feel like 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, when I first downloaded and started using their little free trial, it was just enough to get my business off the ground for booking and payment options. But as I've grown, Vagaro has grown, and it's like this amazing platform relationship. Attending their event this past weekend really just made it came full circle for me. It was really cool to be there.
I love that. And Beauty Playbook, actually, we went and we sponsored the event as well. And so I got to be around, everybody on the Vagaro team is like, oh, wait until you come and experience it. And it's true because I think so often we think of tech as this like thing that just like lives in the cloud, and we're all like, it's in the cloud. But really what it's delivering is something that impacts quite possibly the largest aspects of our business. It's literally how most of us keep our schedule, look at our day. I'll never forget, one time when I was my internet at my salon was down when I owned a salon, and I was like trying to hotspot, from my phone. And it's like when your schedule feels out of whack and you can't see it, you start to realize how important these tools really have become for your business. Stacey, I would imagine that you were using something potentially not online previously. Is that a true case? Did you ever run your business not online, or did you just get it up and running with Vagaro?
So it was a very organic build for my business. And first starting out, I literally did it like a lot of people through my phone.
Mm-hmm.
It was text messages to make the appointment using my little Apple Calendar to schedule things. And as you build, that gets overwhelming really quick. I think one of the things that allowed me to gravitate to Vagaro is the beauty industry is a very personal experience, and their platform, their software, it truly is just a support. Like, and going to their iconic event, you really realized that they're creating those personal relationships just like I do in my day-to-day business with customers. But
Yeah.
they're on the back end. I don't know how to do technical stuff. Like, I really need something really like
Yeah.
simple to like support on that end. And Vagaro totally has filled that need for me as I continue to grow my business.
I love the idea of you saying like your business is personal and Vagaro, because if you look at a software like Vagaro, it's big. It's a very I've heard the word thrown around like robust, which just makes me laugh every time, but it's true. It's big and it has a lot of features to offer, but I think kind of realizing that you can customize, or that you have a platform where you can customize it to use um, the way you need it to, I think that's kind of where the magic happens, right? Like you, for your business, might not need every component, um, but do you feel like you have the freedom to choose what works best for you?
Absolutely. I've been doing this a long 20 something years, and now have employees. And before Vagaro offered a payroll option
Mm.
you could still track things for your employees and their earnings. but there wasn't an actual payroll company linked to them. And now they have Gusto. So there are definitely things that are a little more customizable.
Mhm.
Specifically for me, it was the payroll option that I had to do, like start that before Vagaro even had that feature. But
Yeah,
now moving forward, as somebody like new to the beauty business, all that stuff is already built in. Like I'm not
yeah.
having to create this separate website somewhere else and try to integrate it. I'm not having to create use a different point of service, like using Square or something. It's all in one place now, and it's affordable, in my opinion.
I love it. I love how integrated you are within this. I think any, conversations that we're having about a software, it's cool when someone's really like just gone all in and chosen. And I think we're going to end up in a time, at least my prediction is we're going to end up in a time where that becomes kind of a non-negotiable for our time and how the way things are moving. And so I love that you've adapted and you just kind of gone all in with your business.
Yeah, the automations are huge as well that Vagaro offers when it comes to email and text marketing. The more that they can do, like I can set up on the back end and just have constantly running, our memberships, our packages. Um, yeah, it's been huge for me being able to scale my business.
I love that so much. So I did some looking on your Vagaro account, and Miss Stacy, hold on, I have to get the number here for us. Miss Stacy, you have 228 reviews on your Vagaro account. And that, my friend, is quite a number. Um, and in this day and age where we've got stats everywhere about how reviews are becoming almost, if not more valuable than sort of that firsthand referral. I always make this joke where I'm like, if you ever want to just, I mean, what do we all do when we're going to go order something on Amazon? I don't care if it's like you're going to order a gummy vitamin, you're going to go read what everybody has to say about it. And so when I look at your Vagaro profile and you have over 200 reviews, you've got a huge proof of concept for your business. So I'm very curious, how have you acquired these reviews? Obviously, they're very high rating, so you are giving an incredible service. But how did you get people to opt into wanting to leave them?
Reviews, I really feel like in this day and age are a business's resume per se,
I
before
love.
anybody, that's where they're going to go to see your personal references. Um, and I have to say, there's two parts of building reviews. Vagaro obviously has that option, and then you also have to, through Google, promote reviews as well.
Yep.
I've been very fortunate that people have kind of just done that on their own through Vagaro, but Vagaro makes it easy because it is a prompt when you schedule an appointment or reschedule an appointment when your clients are doing it themselves from their devices. They can click leave a review. And, for whatever reason, because Vagaro makes it so easy for people to leave reviews, we constantly, I don't even have to ask for them at this point. They just leave them.
Well, what you're telling me is you have over 200 reviews and they basically appeared because of an automated sort of prompt from Vagaro. That
Absolutely.
is,
I didn't realize when I started my business, there's so many things you learn along the way, and I didn't realize how important reviews were. I'm trying to like perfect my service, perfect my systems, all these things from my end to keep my business growing. The reviews was just something kind of hanging out in the background. Now we definitely focus on it more. But thankfully, Vagaro had that already built in. It was a no-brainer. So it's not like it was something that I had to nurture and build, and it just organically happened.
freaking love that. That is not the answer I thought was coming, and that actually is pretty amazing. I was like, she's got some whole strategy on how, and honestly, hearing that is amazing though, because clearly for someone who's integrated their whole business into it, you have incredible strategy for your business. This just means that you got to apply that power in other areas because you had this automated. Okay, I'm going to leave us with sort of like one last um, fun question. So, if you could have your perfect day at your, do you call it a studio? Your tanning studio?
We
Salon.
call it a sunless boutique.
Okay, at your boutique. If you could have a perfect day at your boutique, like your business is running the best it ever could, and you look at your day and you're like, this is my, like those days where like, this is my favorite day. Like, I'm so happy to get to go into work on this day. What would that day look like for you?
That day would look like our schedule is pretty stacked. We do try to maintain 75 to 80% bookings throughout any day. Um, and it would, internet would never go down. The systems would all the
Real.
systems would all just be running in place. So that would mean that I kind of am not involved in the day-to-day operations because Vagaro software is doing its thing. My service providers are doing their thing. And I can be in the background just running reports, building, looking at my analytics,
Mm-hmm.
focusing on setting up new relationships, new vendors, the marketing aspect, doing all the things that like a CEO, a business owner should be doing
Mm-hmm.
in the background because everything else is just systematic, running, and successful.
I freaking love that answer so much. And also like spot on, especially when you are the leader of a company. I think we thrive and crave those days where we actually get to feel like we're truly in the background, like growing and bettering our business instead of like in the weeds. Cause those in the weeds days almost make it feel like not only is it taking years off your life, but you're like, have we just gone back 5 steps? So I feel that so much. Well, Stacey, I got to meet you really quickly in person at Vagaro's Iconic, but thank you so much for hopping on here with me and just helping to have these conversations about what using technology in your business is doing for you right now.
It's huge. Thank you,
For-
Missy. It was great to meet you. And
Yes.
briefly, introduce myself when we were at Vagaro. There was so much going on and so much information available. Um, yeah, maybe in the future we'll be able to actually sit and have a cup of coffee and chat about
Oh my
things.
gosh, my love language. That would be my dream. Okay, well, we will connect more. And thank you all so much. If you enjoyed getting to hear how other business owners or beauty professionals are running their business on software and technology and online booking these days, follow along, ask questions because we want to share.